Hey, good evening, Stampers. This is Robin Dodds with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Diego, California. Oh my gosh, sorry about being on so late today. Facebook, I don't know, was having some sort of fit worldwide apparently. Stopped and then was out for hours and then came back on, but I tried to do a live a couple hours after my usual time and it said, no, thank you, no lives available. We don't even know what you're talking about. So I said, okay, I'll go make my blog, and still not working. And then went and ran errands, and I guess we're working, we're live. So thank you, Linda, for tuning in and sticking with me because it's been quite an afternoon. So, hi, Phyllis. Hey, 2 of you found me, so that's exciting. So it looks like it's working. Wonderful. So here we go. What's new in Facebook world? So, I mean, Stampin' Up! World. Not a whole lot right now. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for sharing, Linda. Right now, we're kind of in a little bit of a lull as everybody's kind of taking a deep breath that celebration is over, but we're all getting into making cards for a million other holidays that are coming up. So I wanted to talk to you for a couple minutes just about different classes and stuff I have, and I'd be happy to send any of them to you if you wanted to do them at home. I've been having, well, since we've been allowed to, classes at my house in San Diego, 1 day a month outside with masks. So if any of you are local, feel free to contact me. stampwithdrrobin@gmail.com. And we can do that or send them to you. And then once a year, I have what I call my holiday card buffet. And that's going to be on the weekend of November 19th, 20, 21st. I haven't totally nailed down exactly times. Again, we'll do it outside. And I love doing this holiday buffet. What I do is I make it about 15 different Christmas cards / Hanukkah cards / happy holiday cards. And you come and choose 8 to make at least. You'll go home with 8 cards. You can make 8 of the same. And it's just, you know, you can make, I have one person who usually makes about 15 of them. She's just here and working away. And it's really quite fun. So if you're in around this area, it's the weekend before Thanksgiving. And then also I'm going to be having a really cool thing with the Peaceful Deer bundle, which is a great stamp set and punch, and that's going to be, if you basically, for the price of the bundle, you will get a whole class as well as a pack of the paper. In fact, let me take out, these are going to be at least 2 of the cards that you'll get everything to make, the cards. And this one is really cool because it opens like that. And then here's another one of the cards using that paper, but I only have 7 packs of that paper from Celebration. So for the first 7 people who want that special class sent to them, let me know. So that's what's happening in my Stampin' world. The class that I'm doing at my house is October 15th in the morning and the 17th in the afternoon. And I will just, I'm going to put you down, so close your eyes if you get a little seasick here. We're going to be using this bundle, this Words of Cheer bundle, because I thought the dies were so cool. I don't know if you can see down here these dies. One says happy, one says cheer. And oh my gosh, it's starting to rain again here. This has just been a crazy day all the way around here. Anyway, so I figured we could use this happy for happy birthday or happy other things too, and that would be really, really cool. So anyway, that's my class in October. So what are we doing today though? Today we are going to be making this card. And we call this an angled trifold card. At least that's what I've been hearing it called. Whoops, let's get it a little more in focus. Is that right? There we go. I think I'm going to try to pull you up a little bit more too. Oh, that's not working. Let's go like that. There we go. The lighting's a little weird for me today too because of the you know, I'm usually going live earlier in the day when I have better light, and it just, whoops, started raining, which made it all of a sudden really dark here. So, why is this suddenly so close up to you? Whoa, getting a little seasick here. And I'll show you too this other, oops, that's not even in focus here. This other card that I made using the same thing, if you can see that there. So that's a Christmas card, and we're going to be using this one, don't tell everybody, when I do my Christmas, using the little notes and everything. But the one we're making today is this one, because I'm kind of in love with this Blackberry Beauty Sweet. So see how the angled and the trifold. It's very cool, isn't it? And when I first saw this, I kind of went, I'm not so sure about this, but it's actually not as hard as it seems. So let's get going. I'm still not sure why this is still so far out. Oh well. All right, so what you want to do is you want to take your piece of paper that's, whoops, let's get one that's not all scored already. 5.5 by 11, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna score it at 3 3/8. And I know some of you have trouble with what these marks mean, but that's 3.5. That's 3 1/4, which is the same as 3 2/8. So 3 3/8 is right in between there. Okay. Remember to score. You're going to use the light colored one, not the cutting one, okay? And then you're going to score 3 3/8 on the other side. Okay. I'm going to go, let's bring in the old one. We're going to make these cuts, okay, that are going to go from the fold out, and then from the fold out, and then, okay, so we're going to make from the fold out. Now how are we going to get it like that? We're going to turn it, and we're going to put our point at the 1.5 mark, okay? So the point goes on 1.5, and this is going to go right in that little groove there, okay? Right where you did that scoring. So point at 1.5, groove at the score. Okay, so you've just cut off that little piece right there. You see that? I don't know why the video is getting interrupted on here, but I'm gonna pause here for a second so you can see that. Here, and then the point up here was at 1.5, okay? So there's two ways to do this. You could flip this over and put it in the exact same spot, or you can notice that this is 1.5. This edge right here on your paper trimmer is 1.5. So again, we're going to put this point all the way on that edge, and we're going to put this one right here, right by the, whoops, hopefully you can see that, right where your score mark was. Okay? So now we have it like that. Now we want this one down here, okay? And so we're going to put the point right in the track again. On this one, instead of 1.5, it's going to be at the 1 mark. Hopefully you can see that. So this point down at the bottom is at the 1 mark, and the point that we just did is in the groove. Because sometimes when you cut down on this point, it smushes us a little, try to cut up on that one. Got it? I'm going to do it one more time, a little bit smushy there. On this side. So this one goes in here, right in the groove. This is going to go at the 1. Okay? I know, and then we want to move this to the bottom. So this one at the 1, try to be really precise about this. This one at the 1, I find it easier to place this one first, hold it with my finger, and then kind of move the top so that it's right in the groove. Okay, and now you have your, I don't know what shape you're going to call this, okay? So it's going to fold in like that. Or I suppose you could really fold it the other way too. It doesn't really matter. It's all the same. I think that one looks a little nicer. Now we're going to cut this piece for the front here, okay? And what that is, we're going to basically cut it the same as we cut this one, only we're going to start with this piece that's smaller. This piece is 5 1/4 by 3 3/16. Okay, so what's a 16th? Each one of these little hash marks is a 16th, so you're going to go to 3. It's just the hash mark right before you get to 3 1/4. Okay. Now this one has a right side up, so you want to make sure you get the right side up on this. And I want to make sure that I'm, whoops, doing it the same as I did the other one. I'm going to have to turn it towards me, sorry guys. So I want it to come down like that. So I'm going to put that there, the point there, and this one is going to be 1.5. I'll bring it down to the 1.5 so you can see. So 1.5 on the point. And this one, pretend that this was our fold. Okay. And then we're going to do this next one. Whoops, I guess I'm doing it backwards this time. Oh well, doesn't matter. We're going to do the other side this time. And this one's going to be at 1. Okay. So again, the top one, 1.5, the bottom one at 1. And it's going to fit right on here like that. Okay, but before we glue it down, remember this other side was embossed, and it's embossed, hopefully, with this hammered metal embossing folder, and you just want to fold it around like that and get that out of the way and put it through. Now, you know, we're supposed to do it like that. I actually was doing it like this because I was trying to do it like that and put it in a little bit more. But guess what? I found out I just cracked my folder a little bit. So I would not encourage that. So let's emboss it. And then the only thing that's inside your embossing folder right now is just that one little quarter of a page. Wow, it's really raining here. This is so bizarre. See, just that one little part of the page. The rest is outside. Got it? So let's, whoops, get this on here. There we go. So that's, whoops, pretty ready. Working. There we go. Our belly band is just 1 inch by 10 inch. And I don't score them because I think they work better if you just kind of put them around like this. Because if you really score them heavily, I have found that it tends, as far as I'm concerned, it tends not to work as well, because it ends up being that you can't slide them very well off and on. All right, so we are gonna want to, I think I'm gonna turn it around because I want the longer side over here, because we're gonna emboss our little sentiment right over here. And then we want our little line to be right where we're gonna see, disguise it, and that way you don't have to see any lines anywhere. So what we're gonna do is try to limit our embossing to right here. Now on the other one, I will show you, I use the Heartfelt Wishes stamp set, and I used the little thing that said "and heartfelt wishes," and I just didn't use the "and." What I did was I took this and I covered it with some washi tape when I stamped it in the Versamark, and then took it off and then stamped it. I decided, I just wrote like 10 thank you notes this afternoon while I was waiting for Facebook to come back on. And I decided, you know what, I could use some thank you notes. So I'm using this thank you from the Pansy set. Although now I don't have, I don't have a little piercing mat here. So this is going to be my piercing mat for the day. Is just going to be a little pile of DSP. Okay, so this is kind of where we're going to want to emboss. So we're going to use our embossing buddy. They don't sell this anymore, so if you don't have one, you're just going to have to use some dryer sheets, because you really don't want this everywhere. So stamp your little thank you in the Versamark. Now where's, like I said, this got all discombobulated today because Facebook decided not to be there for me. So everything got discombobulated. Had to go get me some embossing powder. All right, so we got our thank you. And then I just got these little plastic things from Dollar Tree and dumped a bottle or two of embossing powder in each one. I just found this was easier for me to not get embossing powder everywhere. And then I also usually have an old water painter. See how the little on the T, I don't know if you can see that, it looks like it's got some powder where I don't want it. So I just flick it off with this. Okay, give me a second here while my heat gun heats up. don't know, that's always just so amazing. Heat it underneath, it doesn't warp so much. And like my makeshift little thing there. All right, and then let's get this back. So that's gonna go on this side here. And then this is gonna fold like that. So I'm gonna put a little bit of tear and tape. If I can find the beginning of it. A little bit on here. And a little bit on the part that goes under. You could use some glue too, but then you'd have to like hold it for a little, let it dry. And I didn't want you guys to have to sit and wait for that. I tell you, I keep finding new little ways that this take your pick tool is helpful. I always used to have trouble pulling this off and figuring out how to grab the end, and this take your pick tool has been amazing for me. All right, so just gonna try to line that up a little. And then this is just one of the, there's several of them, little flowers that came with the Blackberry Beauty ephemera pack. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but they have some just beautiful flowers. On this one I use dimensionals. I guess we can try with some baby dimensionals here. It's just, there's not a lot of space on this one to get some, and we don't have a lot of space. So hopefully, yeah, that looks like that'll work. Maybe one more down here. Because you really don't, you don't want it sticking where it's going to be stuck to your card too, just to the little belly band. And you want it just to go right over. There you go. So here was my sample. We actually made the reverse image, not intentional, but that's actually what happened as I was making this one too, in terms of which way it was going based on this. I don't know if you noticed, the two sides of this hammered thing are both kind of cool. Oh, forgot the inside. So the inside, this is where you could write, is the scalloped contoured dies. You guys hear that thunder? Wow. I don't see any lightning yet, but we're having thunder and rain, and I don't know, is this truly Southern California? There we go. And I just love the way it kind of pokes it out right there. So that it kind of looks like, what's going on underneath there? So what do you think? Pretty cool. I just think this is so pretty, and here, we'll put the Christmas one back together. All right, so, oh my gosh, how did we get so many people? Sorry about the buffering, and Facebook is kind of crazy. I decided to take my chances today and just go for it. I know they were being a little crazy, so hopefully it will right itself by next week. If you want to go on my blog, Stamp with Dr. Robin at blogspot.com, you will be able to see a whole written out with all of the measurements, and I took some pictures so that you could follow along a little bit too, but that would probably be helpful. Sorry about the buffering. Also, I'm not sure if, when I place it on YouTube, I'm not sure if it'll show all that buffering too, but it might be better that way. So thanks for sticking with me and showing up. Let me just turn you up here so I can say goodbye, and we'll try it again next week, 1 o'clock Pacific time on Monday, every Monday. So thanks a lot, guys, and let me know if you need anything. Bye-bye.